bro. The morning $60 Starbucks croissant. I was like, bro, there's no way. This is ridiculous.
Inflation, son. Everything is going up. Didn't coffee just go up by like 20%, 14, 25%?
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's crazy.
You know how much beef I eat? I'm a carnivore.
Oh, dude, that's right. It's costing you a pretty penny.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part, Polly and Rick of Rare Evo? Because Rick and Razzo had their first experience, Polly. So like we as veterans of Rare Evo and CNFT Con, and all the Cardano and VeChain team ups that have happened before, we've got our opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been to NFT XLV, but this was my first Rare Evo, so this was actually a first for
all
three of
newbies.
us.
I was the only returning. Cool.
No, yeah, I thought it was an amazing event. Definitely one for the Cardano community. You know, we got to meet Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, and his vision for what he wants Cardano to become as far as a governance platform for some of these bigger nations that now want to start adopting blockchain technology. And he had mentioned like even being in talks with countries like Argentina who have been so privy to digital assets to potentially move them onto Cardano's blockchain. And so being able to be at that event and be surrounded by not only quality people like Charles, but also brothers like you guys, you know, who are degens in the space and influencers that are extremely popular that have been a part of my educational journey. I thought it was definitely one for the books, and especially with the launch of Midnight, right, which I'm sure we'll get into on this, you know, conversation here today.
Heck yeah. Oh, look at Razzo. We got the picture. You know what? Hold on. Let's zoom in on Razzo. There we go.
I mean,
Let's
Red
go.
Pill Rick.
I had to turn.
My camera.
There you go. I see Rick.
There's Charles.
Oh, that's just with Charles.
Where's Roswell?
And there's Polly right there in the red.
I'm that little guy with the red and the belly sticking out. There I am.
That's
Yep.
Polly.
There's
Rod,
Charles.
the handsome one there with the hat.
No, this guy is. What the?
That's
Hey, we
whoa,
can't-
yo, that's Chris. That's the homie Chris.
picture.
That's Chris Baird.
What about me, son?
Razzo
Hey,
photo bombing it.
Hey, you know what? Drew got it the worst. Shout out to homie
He
Drew.
did.
Look,
Yeah.
he's in the
I was
bag.
gonna say.
You can't.
He got it the worst.
Shout out Go Tribe. Shout out Go Tribe.
Shout out Go Tribe. Hell yeah, dude. No, but dude, that picture, this guy, man, Charles just gives his time to people. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do any of that. Walk down that hallway, down Top Golf, pause at every single booth along the way, mingle with whoever was there. You don't have to do that. Like, I don't see none of the other founders doing that. And I know he enjoys it because he gets to see, like, who's the community? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you into? How can we even, like, cross support each other? You know, look at the homie CB, right? I think you met him, Rick. He was the guy with the bee, honeybees. You got the NFT. There's all that. You know, they ended up going to Charles's farm to like plant, set up bee farms, basically honey farms.
I love
and
honey.
that's kind of cool. It's like, dude, Charles will support those things. That anyway. So that whole walkway, that photo, having the whole crew there, especially who was there. To your point, it's like, dude, that's epic. And we got the council with Charles. Let's go.
I freaked out a little, bro, because he's one of my heroes. Him and Ron Paul, especially in the financial world.
You guys got to bond on that, didn't you? Can you tell me a little? Can you say a little more about like what you said to him?
Well, I panicked. I panicked. I didn't tell him that. I didn't tell him the last part. But I told him that I loved Cardano, that he's one of my heroes. And I brought up Ron Paul at first. That's the first thing I brought up. And yeah, we bonded over that. And the Fed, we brought up the book. And then I told him, yeah, he was one of my heroes for what he's doing in Cardano. And that I believe in the vision. And that is the closest thing that I can think of to my idea of good money, which we'll get into later, or not. But I started telling him the first part, right? And then I got distracted and I didn't get to tell him the good money part.
He's like,
later on,
we got it.
And later on, I ran into him again. He just came up right up to me and Rick. Right, we were at the midnight booth. He just came out of nowhere, and I told him I had to go carnivore, and that it cured my hemorrhoids. And then he just kind of walked away.
He was like, "Wait, you're cool," and you were like, "So I got hemorrhoids," and he was like, "Wow."
So they cured him.
Oh my god!
And he walked away. So
that's like straight out of like Seinfeld or something. Like that's there would have been a laugh track behind that. That's fantastic.
That's
He
hilarious.
was like, "That's my cue." I'm out.
So I completely
wow,
fell the
hemorrhoids, huh?
fell.
Like that's what you talked to the founder of Cardano about, hemorrhoids.
That is fantastic, dude.
Oh, dude, epic.
No, I did talk to him a little bit too, and he had been really just hyping up this midnight side chain that is really going to bring a lot of different paths of liquidity to Cardano. And I talked to him a little bit about different types of assets and how they planned on bringing them on. And he had mentioned to me that they were prioritizing privacy, which is really going to be what some of these centralized institutions want to see, because they don't fully embrace this degen ideal of transparency, of course. So we need to build blockchains that kind of facilitate the best of both worlds for traditional finance, as well as the decentralized finance world that we live in crypto. And so it was just so refreshing, because he was like showing me also his approach to real world assets, which is kind of where my passion is. And he was saying, oh, wow, like we should bring real estate onto Midnight. They're building a specialized marketplace for real estate assets. And that to me was very intriguing, because that's, what I would like to see happen. And so I'm interested to see how these night tokens play in and what the glacier drop really entails. And do you know how much the percentage is in comparison to your crypto that you'll be rewarded?
Yes, there is a chart to break it down, and I think it's something like 30 cents or something for every ADA or something like that, like of midnight for every ADA, something like that. It was like, yeah,
that's good. That's like that's really good,
bro. Listen, the DRMZ stake pool wallet has a claim.
Oh wow!
Like, there's 20. There's what 21 or you can see it transparently, but how much is in the pledge? It's like 21 or 22K. So you do the math there. I obviously I'm going to share with the whole crew like how much we're getting from that. So like you will use that for the community onboarding, giveaways, like however we best can make it serve the interests of our community. And I definitely want to look into making DRMZ. I guess I'm saying it here officially, making DRMZ a midnight validator, so that we can.
That's so cool. And to our audience, this is extremely bullish news, and I want to also commend Rodrigo for everything that he's done, especially in the San Diego community, and putting together this staking pool. DRMZ, has grown to 200 plus validators now, where we're all kind of staking our Cardano together as we the people. And I think that all of the community that you've really been able to create through all of this, it's so cool to see us being rewarded for that, by Charles and the ADA crew, to be able to fund us back with these night tokens that will then eventually be able to be funneled back into our growth and what we're really trying to do, and so I think that's amazing, Rod.
Well, no, thank you, man. And look, honestly, you've been there with us from the beginning, like just kind of part of the community, seeing what the vibe was. And I read this book one time about like red ocean strategies and blue ocean strategies in terms of like business and all that jazz. And it was just kind of clear as day, like there is a gap here. Like people are either fading Cardano, or like they're just not aware of it, or people fud on Charles, so like people hate it, or there's so many reasons. It was slow, right? It had no TPS. It was a ghost chain. It was all of these things. And I was like, look, I understand the criticisms. I'm a very objective and critical person. Like, I'm looking at the white papers. I'm looking at the tech. I'm like, I don't get the criticisms. Like, what am I missing? So
Correct.
we were like, we're gonna double down, bro. We'll set up a validator. Like, we want to run a node on Cardano, and you think how hard it is to get the stake. But hey, we're bringing in people from the outside. So going back to the blue ocean strategy, it was like, we can bring people in from the outside, so we're not actually competing with a whole lot of people when it comes to Cardano, because it's like it was an open lane. So we took it, and now that happens to involve Midnight. So that's like, oh, cool. There's more people that are going to be more interested in this because of Midnight too, and the ZK stuff and the Bitcoin DeFi on Cardano. Like, I look forward to that. We've had conversations with Bitcoin maxis now in San Diego, where like they're like, so tell me about that Midnight a little bit. You know, I'm like, okay, I see you. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool. It's nice energy. So it's like, bro, when you've been the little, you know, in the corner over there, kind of like, I don't know if we belong here or not, or we really got to make our place. Now it's like, hey guys, come on. Like it's let's rock. Like we're part of the crew now. I love it, dude. It's my favorite thing. I've told all my old friends from, I just had my 20-year high school reunion. I was like, you know, most of my friends now are in Web3. Like, I have old friends that like are part of that world that I came up in, let's say, but like none of them are in Web3. Like none of them. Right. Like maybe one of my closest friends is like, I'll listen a little bit, and like none of them. So I see that as kind of like then. And then I look at this as like, well, this is now. And we just went to Vegas together, and you guys roomed, and we got to hang, and we were partying, and like we're networking, and we're like mingling with everybody, and like cutting business deals, having actual conversations where you're like, do we just talk to that team and they want to work together? Like, what? You know, like, so I love it, bro. I love how far we've come. It was worth every drop of sweat, blood, tears, like all of it. Would you? We do the would you do it again? The eternal return, philosophical question. Absolutely, all of it, all the ups and downs, the worst of the worst. Like, yeah, because you know what? It leads to good things, and at the end of the day, bro, like DRMZ is represented on the Constitution of Cardano.
Right.
That is irrevocable. That is, talk about immutable. Right? Like,
that's a huge step. And I think a lot of people don't understand, you know what I mean, the level of magnitude, Rod, that you were able to be a part of, especially in your trip, you know, when you signed that Cardano Constitution. We're looking at a founding father in our crypto crew here, you know, and so that's really what's happened. And like he said, you know, a lot of people overlook Cardano. They thought, you know, it was this project that, you know, wasn't going to be as big as Ethereum or XRP. So a lot of people overlooked it. Yeah. But here we are where they declare the top 5 cryptos and Cardano is actually one. You know,
and it was a rough battle up. Trust us. Like, people were like, you don't belong here. I was like, I think we do. It's like, well, yeah.
My theory, it's the crypto mafia, bro.
Hey, it is. It really is. Yeah, and we are the mafia. We're Dreams team, I say. But like, no, like, you know, it seems like XRP has that type of a buzz too, though, because like, to give a little bit of a redirect towards that space, I'm like, you guys have been dealing with some stuff over there on the XRP side for a minute, and then the court case just ended, right? Like, while we were at Evo,
it just fully ended. You know, and so I think that there's definitely moves being made in America, and these top 5 cryptos are going to be a part of it. However, they are a small little group of people that are making these moves. And for some reason, I heard some like something through the grapevine where like they actually didn't allow Charles into, you know, some of these key meetings with like some of the bigger players like XRP.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
Like White House call. Charles was in because one of Trump's kids likes Ada or something. That's how he got in, I think. And then once they got all these people in there, all the big crypto people, someone got a call about, he explained it, right? He made a whole video about it. And it pretty much blocked them. That's what I'm saying. It's a crypto mafia, man.
They blocked them from entering the building, or how did it play out exactly?
He was supposed to go to that meeting with all the crypto heads, and then he never got the invite, and he was waiting, and then they told him you're out.
Haters, bro, haters. Listen, honestly, that's why Charles is. Yo, I respect
the founding fathers.
When he's like, you know what, they don't want to work with us. Cool, we're just gonna go and take this much from the treasury, and we're gonna just fund our own stablecoin, like
right, and build the tech that we believe is going to foster that growth in Web3 that Ethereum wouldn't adopt back in the days, right? So it just seems to me Cardano is just thinking 10 steps ahead, and now Ethereum's wanting to be a little bit more like Cardano in the sense of, hey, let's adopt this, let's adopt that, and Vitalik is running into, hey, let's just kind of do it the way Hoskinson, thought we should do it.
Yeah, right.
And I like Ethereum. I love Ethereum. Most of my portfolio is in Ethereum.
I say same. I say same, but I do critique, like the hubristic take, like on both sides, right? So Cardano shouldn't have been branded the Ethereum killer, like. That's you're just coming for no you or what is it, like you double tap, right? If you don't kill him, right, people are always gonna like have that looming over you. So I'm like, no, it should have been a more eco-friendly version. It should have been the UTXO Ethereum, right? Like that would have drawn interest. That would have been like, why'd you go UTXO? Because there's a lot of Bitcoin and a lot of Bitcoin liquidity that needs to be unlocked. Wonderful. Like I see people may have been like, oh shit, if they're going to unlock that Bitcoin liquidity, couldn't we build a bridge between Ethereum and this other UTXO Ethereum, right? That just sounds like a very different ecosystem to build this in. And anyway, is there also taking a break?
Yeah,
Paulie, tell us a little about your take and what you felt about the Rare Evo event, and anything that you think we should know as far as VeChain goes.
Oh man, well, before getting into VeChain, I think focusing on Rare Evo is definitely something I want to do because it was an awesome event. We did our best. There was a handful of us that were out there repping the VFam, so definitely want to touch on that. But in general, like you guys were talking about with Charles. Really cool to get to meet him. I think I got a chance to meet him at NFTXOV briefly a couple years ago. But to be at Top Golf and have him come down like Rod had said, and take the time to talk to everybody that was there. I was wearing my UFC VeChain shirt, and he's like, "Oh, VeChain, we got to get you guys back." And I was like, I'm trying, dude. Like, I'm definitely out here trying to represent and love to try and get them back. It was really cool to see how serious he is about making that event a cross-chain event, right? And getting more blockchains involved. It's great to see my homies over at in H-Bar, Fubar, H-Bar Joe, the H-Bar Bull. Those guys did an awesome job at their booth. Of course, we had a few other blockchains that were there. Solana was there for a little while. They held it down at their booth for a couple hours, I think. And but there was
they were gone after that.
They went offline IRL. What?
Yeah, it was actually the funniest thing. We were on the bus to the brewery, and one of the buddies we were hanging out with was like, "Oh, look, someone made a tweet. The Solana booth went down today," and everyone was just everyone was cracking up. Yeah,
but
I digress. Not to shit on them too much. In general, I thought it was a great event. It was a great time. I thought something that stood out to the VFam community that was there. There was a handful of us, and in the aftermath. One of the things that we talked about was how welcoming the Cardano community was, how awesome they were, how many people we talked to that, held VeChain or had been holding VeChain, right? And it was clear that a lot of the Cardano community is not maxis completely. They diversify, right? You guys have a lot of people that are invested in a lot of different things, and that's healthy. That's great, right? And there's an open-mindedness there. So I think everyone not Cardano that was there, I think, felt really welcome. It was great to get to meet a lot of like, names that we see on the socials, right? We saw Blonde Broker and Ashley Decan running around, and we were hanging out with J Chains, and AJ Wrights Crypto was doing his thing, and Dyla was there, a bunch of these. Oh yeah, a bunch of these people that we see, and to get a chance to kind of mingle with them a little bit and hang out. Doug Hype was another one that's a cool dude. What's that?
Coco, what was his name?
Oh, Doug Hype.
Doug Hype. Wait,
no, who did we hang out with? Rick.
Rico Moneybags. He was tight.
Yeah, he was
hey,
that was my boy.
There you go.
The fighters that we met were cool too. Harley
Hermanson, and I forget the other ones. He was the one wearing the V-Chain shirt, right? I think he was wearing the UFC V-Chain. He was cool, dude.
I was the one rocking the title belt though. What's up?
You were. Yeah, there was just a lot of fun stuff going on. And Rod, what I really did like was how much they tried to really make the whole experience a little gamified and fun, right? You had the booths with all, you swipe your tickets and you try to get all your points, and everyone's got tags. We're tagging each other, trying to get up our points. So it's kind of forcing everybody to engage a little bit more, introduce yourselves to people. I thought it was a really well done event. And I like that it's not so big. It was big. Like there was a good amount of people, but it wasn't so big that you would get lost. You know what I mean? Like we were able to have conversations with people and mingle, and everything didn't feel like it was rushed and crazy. We were able to take our time. So, and then when we weren't in the conference, there was cool events happening all over the city. There's houses out in the desert. We're going and partying and hanging out with it, people. And there's dance clubs that they're telling us it's one address, but it's actually another address. And we're trying to figure out how the hell to navigate.
We lost Paulie one of those nights. He went off on a whole other adventure. We're like, yo, where did you end up? He's like, I'm hopping on a limo. I was like, okay, dude, see you later.
No. Okay, here's what happened. I'll break it down for everybody, right? Because there was so much going on. Everyone was tending to kind of break off, right? And we'd try and recoup, we'd regather and try to figure things out. Right. Well, me and Rod, we take this bus to go to this brewery. We go to a brewery
shout
event.
Out the bank team and Angel Finance and Hops on Cardano, like awesome.
It was a cool event. They had shuttle buses that drove you out there, and they were bringing people. We were eating food. I was mingling. Turns out the people I'm hanging out with are I'm talking with some people, and they're cool. We're talking V-Chain and Cardano, and they're like, "Oh, do you know our buddy Flawed?" Shout out to Flawed. I'm like, yeah, I know Flawed. How do you know Flawed? Oh, I've worked with him. I'm in the Crosschain Caravan. I'm like, okay, I've been talking to this guy about you for like a year and a half now. So holy we're actually talking, like, go figure. So next thing you know, you're like, oh, I didn't realize I kind of know these people, right? So now we're doing that at the brewery, having fun, good time. These guys down here, these guys are out there. I don't know where they went, but the drinks were a-flowing. And when we got back together, I'll tell you, I think we were not on the same level. I think that's the problem. These guys, they know how to have a good time. I'll give it to you. You guys were out there having fun. Getting connected was a bit of a fiasco. Trying to call these guys to figure out where they are. They're like, we're over here. So I start walking over there. And turns out they were going right where I was already standing. So needless to say, we're like six of us trying to jump in a taxi, and I'm like, you know what? I got to get back to the hotel, guys. You go have a great time, and that's exactly what you guys did. I went back, I played the slots, and had some mixed drinks, and didn't go to bed at a reasonable time. I still was probably up till 4 a.m. But basically the idea is it was that kind of a time that weekend. So many things going on, really hard to pick. What am I going to do in this time slot? How am I going to get to the next thing I want to do? But it was a fun, engaging experience. we got to hang out, which was really cool. You know, obviously, Rod, we got a chance to reconnect. It's been the first time since we met a couple years ago. So to get a chance to hang out at the brewery, sitting outside in the, you know, it was funny. It's like 108, and then the sun starts going down, and all of a sudden it feels like it's not even bad. It's actually kind of crazy. We're sitting out there drinking our beers, just mingling, you know, talking with people, meeting, connecting, engaging. Learning more about each other's chains or what we're invested in. It was just the whole time I felt like we were having quality conversation with quality people. You guys introduced me to a bunch of awesome people. Rod, you know, we connected with a bunch. You introduced me to some really cool people that I'm looking forward to having more conversations with. It was just, for me, it was one of those experiences where it was kind of a whirlwind and a blur. But it was awesome. It was great.
It's such a great way to describe it. It was a whirlwind. It just went by so fast, and we were all over the place. And yeah, I definitely. I even felt like I would have wanted to do more stuff with you guys. Even it was just, we were all like pulled apart over here, over there. Who's got the badge to get into where? Oh, wait, you got a VIP tag. You don't got a VIP tag. Like,
oh, I get it though. You Mr. Ambassador over here is out there, you know, and he's mingling. He's pulling people off to the side. He's having sit down combos, talking shop talk. Oh yeah,
Part of the mafia, bro.
Oh yeah, this guy's trying to making moves out there, you know, doing his thing. But it was great. We all got a chance to kind of go at our own pace and then come back together and figure out a game plan. It was very cool.
It was so much fun. That was my first like crypto convention ever, and I just had so much fun. But other people that have been to other conventions, like a bunch of conventions, like other YouTubers told me that this was one of the most fun they had, just because also like the conversations, that the depth of the conversations that I was having with these people was crazy. Because I was expecting more debate, because I was bringing this weird new idea, right, of good money. And I was expecting people to debate me, but no, I got the opposite. Everyone just in Cardano just understands it, because it's pretty much what my idea is. It's just missing the one part. And we even started a religion with Brosov. He wants to start like a digital government.
Tell him we have a cult, not a cult.
That's what it really is.
I was telling
him. That's what he calls it.
Yeah,
I swear.
Dude, I gotta look into this more. Hell yeah.
I was telling everyone I'm gonna run for president, and I was walking one time, and some random dude was like, "Presidente." I was like, "What?"
There you go. Hey,
I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna try. I just need the community.
If you're gonna be a pro crypto president, I think you're gonna get some love from this community.
I just need a community wallet that we can donate into, where I don't control it. I want the community to control it.
Can my AI bot control it?
And then it's on like Donkey Kong. Yeah. Is that possible?
That'd be cool. That would.
Yeah,
be cool.
you just have your bot custody a wallet, basically.
Let's do this.
Coming soon. No, there's already agents that are doing it like left and right. That's how you can have trading bots and stuff. Like they have to have access to the accounts to make those exchanges. So you just connect things. The APIs are magic, bro. Like when I think about some of the stuff I've learned in the last like 2 years of deving a little bit, like coding and vibe coding and all that, I'm like, bro, you really do see behind the matrix, and you can start to make some magic happen. And yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Basically, I was just telling people that it's time for an update, that it's time for America 2.0, and that I would like to gather the greatest minds in blockchain and AI, whatever, engineering, science, to like redesign our world.
Yep.
Because I feel like we lost control of our political systems, and it's so cool that we have this technology now, blockchain, that allows us to create the first digital government, which is what I think Cardano is trying to do. Like, we don't say it like straight out, but that's what it is, or people are starting to realize what it is. And I think that's why the crypto mafia hates Cardano, because it's actually very decentralized, if not the most decentralized, or it will be the most decentralized eventually. And I think that kind of terrifies them.
Right.
They can't control it, or it's very expensive to get in to control it. And that's kind of the point here.
But I'm a conspiracy theorist. What do I know?
You're not a conspiracy theorist, Razo. What you are is you're a freedom lover. And I think that the Cardonians or the Cardano guys that we really engage with that believe in not only just the crypto and its price, but actually the values and philosophy behind Charles Hoskinson and everything that they're building for this vision for the future. It's the Cardano community that really embraces the idea of freedom. And so I think that that's why you categorize yourself as a conspiracy theorist, because that's what the Matrix will call you. If you value freedom, right? And what I found is that most people who gravitate towards Cardano, that is the highest value that they hold dear. And as opposed to other centralized cryptos that may have good use cases, aka XRP, that may be more centralized as far as, you know, the banks using it, but each have their place in the economy of tomorrow. But it's cool to be able to connect with like-minded people who understand that fiat money and the Federal Reserve system is broken, like yourself. These would be considered what some would call conspiracy theorists. But I think that those conspiracy theorist type of personalities are the real historians, the real ones that are educated, you know, on the events and how they transpired in history and how we've gotten to this point, right? And how can we get back to good money if we don't identify the bad money that we have? And usually the people that are screaming, "Hey, that's the bad money," they're like the Malay kind of characters, right? Or the president of Argentina, right? Mm-hmm. Who has come off as radical, has come off as libertarian, has come off as freedom-minded, really.
Right.
You know, and so, you know,
bro, we got to grab one of those for our events, just like,
yeah, exactly, right? Please don't massacre it up, you know.
I kept hearing people say like we're taking our country back. I heard that from multiple people, especially after I had a conversation with me where I'm like, I'm going for president and shit. Like people were pumped, like, yeah, let's take our country back.
Well, it's a lot of, you know, going into the political side a little bit, you get into those conversations about like government waste and just where these monies go to, that you're like, where did you send money to? I'm sorry, to do what? Okay. Yeah. Like, wow.
Let me point out, no one's talking about left or right. Most people were just like forward.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
most
because
they recognize both sides are full of shit. And that's exactly what crypto people understand.
When you feel it in your pocket, bro, because you literally went to fucking Carl's Jr. and you're like, I just paid $30-$40 for a Carl's Jr. What the fuck? Like, dude, what is this? Yo, gas.
I got a 2% raise, but coffee went up like 20%.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. No, exactly. That's how it works. It's like,
and they'll have tip options.
Hold on, guys. I found a fucking loophole to tips at Starbucks. I need your input on this. Let's walk through this. This is a detached issue, but important.
Payments related.
Because bro, every time I go to Starbucks, I'm like, oh, they're gonna pressure me into taking that extra dollar for fucking tapping my shit. And I'm like, I hate tipping culture so much. But I do it every time, right? All right, cool. I go to Starbucks. I have a gift card. Boop. Scan. They didn't ask for shit. I was like, what? They didn't ask for the bonus plus $1. Nothing. It was just like, here's your total. Boop. You're good to go. I was like, I'm never not bringing a gift card again. Like,
yeah, until you go in to buy a gift card and they ask for a tip when you're buying the gift card.
Or Rod, or you could just select 0.
I
hit 0 a few times. I did.
I can't do it.
Hey, you know what, man? I'm all for tipping. I'm all for all of that. But since COVID hit, what I've noticed is that customer service has just gone out the door.
Oh, 100%.
So for me, it's more like if you do not show good customer service and actually go out of your way to show bad customer service, that's an indicator for me, like, hey, you didn't earn this.
Yeah. You know, I started doing this thing where it was like, I'm starting off at $15 and then you're working down from there based on, oh, you forgot to bring us water. Like you didn't bring us any. napkins. You know, you didn't bring it. You know, whatever. That's how.
I take
that's
note
like,
of all that.
yeah, because at the end of the day, bro, I did like work for a movie theater, did the grunt work. Like I have massive respect for the people who are out there busting their ass, for people who honestly will take advantage of them too. Like people do not treat you nice, even though you keep the place clean, you fucking feed them. Like they don't give a shit. so I'm like, I'm all for the hard worker, and I'm like, you deserve the tip. But
Yes.
like Rick said, when you're not doing good work anymore because the standard is just tipping culture is what it is, and so I could give you mediocre service and expect a tip. I'm like, nah, we've gone a very bad way.
Yeah. I'll take my sovereignty and I'll just choose to spend it other places.
I
And
love
take
that, dude.
And take that $1 and go buy 1 ADA.
There you go. There you go. And I'm gonna take it to that spot over there where they do that thing that that's it right here. We're voting with our dollar. We're moving towards good money. We're looking at new ecosystems, new technologies, and we're just we're blazing a trail where there isn't one, because that's what it takes. Turns out opportunity presents itself. Go get it. Like age of autonomy, baby.
And midnight, dude. We need to talk about midnight a little bit, because this whole digital government wouldn't work without something like midnight, where you can have your school records and your medical records, but yet they're decentralized, and yet you have zero knowledge proof, right? So you can prove that you are who you say you are and that you did what you say you're going to do, but without exposing the rest of your data.
Hold on, though, because I have a question here. And see, this is me being like a little bit, I'm trying to be objective. There are tokenized assets off of Cardano. There are, that does exist, transcripts, records, all of that tokenized on the blockchain, not currently on Cardano, like school transcripts, things like that. I'm the guy who's like, I want to bring that to Cardano for sure. But also, midnight isn't necessary for those things to exist because they exist now. But I do agree that for like private transactions and like other things, like bringing DeFi, ZK, all that, we need midnight. But I just want to be like transparent. Like we have those types of things in Web3, just not on Cardano. And I'm sure Rick and maybe Polly can point to examples of that, maybe on VeChain or on Ethereum, or I've seen some on Solana,
of something like midnight.
Well, yeah, because midnight is a side chain, right? And what is a side chain for our audience? Basically, a lot of these cryptos, they either get classified as like a layer 1 or a layer 2, right? And these layer 1s are basically like the foundation. The analogy that I like to use for layer 1s and layer 2s is like the same way you turn on your computer and you see the Microsoft operating system. That would be like the layer 1. And then on top of that, you have your Microsoft Word, your Microsoft Excel, right? All these apps on top of that infrastructure, which would technically be like a layer 2, right? And so side chains are basically just these layer 2s that are supposed to help alleviate a lot of, pain points that maybe the layer 1 doesn't have, like transaction speed, or maybe in Cardano's situation, privacy. They wanted to really build something, and that's where midnight is kind of coming into play. There's all these different values that they're going to want to kind of embed within it. And it's important for us to identify, when we hear a token project, is this a competing layer 1? Is this a layer 2 project scaling another big layer 1? Or is this, something that's kind of a standalone, or maybe an interoperability play or something like that? And the whole purpose is to try to really understand, what are these projects doing and how are they going to play a role in that token economy tomorrow? And so midnight being this side chain or layer 2 that's going to basically help enhance what Cardano's already doing is really what is going to bring a lot more projects to the ecosystem. And we've seen other platforms like Ethereum and others have their layer 2s that are also engaging with some of these ZK rollups, right? Or zero knowledge proofs, to really bring more automation and more enhancements to some of these, popular layer ones that may be lacking in some aspects. So I'm excited about Midnight for Cardano as that like go-to layer 2.
But it's not just for Cardano, which is, I didn't see that coming. I mean, as a Cardano guy, I was like, why? But that's a cool gift to the whole crypto community that they can take advantage of it.
Oh, I see. You're saying if you would have done it only for the Cardano community?
Just selfishly.
But then I guess the point is like, can you bring in more people from the outside in and
of course,
and interoperability?
To claim. I think what was interesting
them.
about Midnight is the metadata ZK thing, like more control, to Razzo's point about what you encrypt and what you showcase. Like, I think I agree that it will allow us new tools for those of us that want to build on the UTXO Cardano side, let's say, with smart contracts on that side. And then we know the account model has a bunch of tools, like a bunch of resources, and we know they're building similar tools now in Go and Move for, SUI and Aptos, and new languages are emerging constantly. Those of us that continue to believe in, Cardano's basic promise is because they got those very specific things that they went at, like with what are those just top down, bottom up questions, right? They just like stripped it down to what do we need this blockchain to be? And so ultimately they got those things right. So it works. But I think new things pop up, new things are sexy and appealing. And like Cardano's always going to catch up a little bit later to some stuff, but we're actually leading on some stuff too. So it's like, we finally entered the domain of, you kind of pick your niche here. And Cardano selected, in this case, through Midnight, privacy, ZK. Really, the Midnight Foundation selected that. We know from the public conversation about Cardano and Charles that Cardano was supposed to be done, 5 years ago or something, was the idea. His contract to build it was done 5 years ago. So as the Midnight Foundation, I think that was Charles's move to continue to build things that benefit Cardano, but to do it with his own foundation in his own way now, without the oversight of the Cardano Foundation and some of the issues that we see happening there with the parents are fighting, right? So anyway,
Cardano,
I look forward to it. I look forward to its building.
Yeah, I think Cardano definitely is there, and like Charles Hoskinson said, it just hasn't got its moment of bullishness, which is actually a benefit to each and every one of us here in the audience, to be able to get in at such a low price, right? You look at the big five, and each of them have kind of had their push out of the dollar into, higher thresholds, and you have Bitcoin at 113,000 today. You have, Ethereum at 4,000 and some change, right? So these are already in the thousands, right? You have XRP that went from sub $1 to actually 3 and some change, right, this year. So it joined that crew of pushing above the dollar. Yep. Solana being 180 plus, you're like, wow, Cardano's 90 cents today, 83 cents today, and so it gives you it gives you perspective, though, that you have real tech that has solidified its place as a top 5 American crypto that still hasn't had its bullish rush, right? And so that's where I think it is the path of least resistance, and maybe the place to kind of take another look as far as being able to feed your portfolio to expand on the Cardano network. Like it's definitely one that I see more liquidity funneling to, especially with projects like Midnight. And that's the exciting part.
On that note, I'm going to take the opportunity to welcome to the stage DRMZ Stake Pool. And say real quick, shout out to the team. We minted 2 blocks. About 20 hours are left in the epoch. So we have closed out epoch 577 by this point with 2 blocks. So shout out to the team. That means we get a little ADA coming our way. And that takes us to 48 total blocks right now, making our way up. I was expecting 1. We got 2. Let's go. So hell yeah, if you have any ADA, if you don't know exactly where to stake it or you're not sure, It's here on the banner. Boom. Steak with Dreams steak pool. Let's go. And we're SoCal based, but man, we're a global community, honestly, of delegators, like people all over the place. We're about to do a meetup with my homie Relic out in Illinois. Shout out to the Crosschain Caravan and the DRMZ representation out there. And I think, Paulie, are you going to be there?
I sure am.
Oh! Let's go. Yeah. So, it's one of those things where it's like, man, it's exciting what's coming out of Rare Evo, out of just, man, we're in it now, and we know we're on a time crunch because like there's waves of energy, and like I know I get real busy during the summer months. I get very active because I then go back to my teaching schedule. But man, it's about to get exciting if it mirrors what happened last time, and I'm here for it, dude.
Yeah, and I think what's cool about this opportunity, and I talked to Flod, who's helping set this thing up, and the idea that this is going to be, one of those events where there's, I don't know, maybe going to be 50 of us, maybe up to 100. I don't know. We'll see. Sounds like it's going to be popping, but it's going to be a good opportunity for us to really have a smaller scale, right? Where we can really have good conversations and mingle, and everyone's going to be kind of hanging together. So it's not going to be all spaced out like in Vegas, right? So there's not going to be that mad dash I was talking about earlier where it's like, okay, now I got to get ready for this event. And then we got to figure out, okay, how long do we got before we got to go over here? I think it's going to be much more chill, laid back, open. And I think this is one of those events where while Rare Evo was a great opportunity, and I can't wait to go back next year, this is the kind of get together that just offers something different. You got a little bit more of a intimate setting and low key. We're all there just chilling and having a good time. And I've never been to Chicago, so this is a great opportunity for me to visit the Windy City for the first time and hang out with a bunch of people that I haven't met yet.
Pizza, right? Let me know.
Yeah, they got the deep dish out there. I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to hearing about how that goes. I was just talking to Relic a little bit about helping him set up some of the Luma stuff for the invites to kind of track, right, who's going to go and all that jazz. And bro, I was like,
Real quick, hey. I got added to a group chat that and I shared the link to this. So some of those guys in the group that are going to be there are probably listening right now. So shout out to you guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys there.
Hey, Rod.
Yeah, dude.
You're going to be doing monthly events with DRMZ as well too, right?
Yeah, so actually, maybe I should show this on this one. Yeah, we're having one come up very soon. Thank you for reminding me. We wanted to get them back on the schedule because it's been a minute. We got kind of busy traveling and doing some other stuff, and people were like, when's the next pop-up? I was like, okay, I think now's a good time. So we are going to be doing the next one. Let me see. It's this one here, I think. Event page. I like how Luma does their event pages now, dude. Like,
yeah. I have a question. Super Is your wife going and Chili's wife?
To where?
To the next Thursday to Hop Anonymous, where your meetup's
I was planning on it. I think so. Yeah,
like they were planning on it. I don't know.
I was planning on telling my wife, "Hey, you're coming." So
yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, dude. I think. Look, first of all, that just brings me to this whole other thing about like we need more ladies representing in crypto. Yeah. Like So here's the next event. It is a team up here between DRMZ and Goat Tribe, and of course anybody in the community that comes to join us. The next one. Feel free to share it too if you're in SoCal or people who are in SoCal and
hi.
You think they would enjoy it? Definitely, roll through and say hi.
What's the date and time?
So this one's going to be August 27th. It's a Wednesday. So we chose Wednesdays because we're going to do them on the last Wednesday of every month to sort of coordinate then with the Bitcoin crew who does their meetups on the first Wednesday of every month. So we kind of have this like rotation of meetups that are happening.
Yes.
And of course, like team up with Valerie and stuff like, and then anything that we end up doing extra. But yeah, dude, it's we're gonna keep doing these meetups. We're gonna have a bunch of them just populate here on the page, and we only so far have planned one. It's at Hobnonymous, where the magic all started. But Remy has a second location now, so I was thinking maybe the second meetup. Yeah,
that's what I met you. Oh yeah.
I was thinking maybe the second meetup can be at his new location because he has 2 locations.
It's open.
And then we could move. Yeah, it's in I think North Park. Yeah, they just opened
nice.
Park. So
that'd be great.
Yeah. Anyway, we can give him some love. I always like when we can bring it back to the community and like take it to just give it back.
So you plan on doing it every last Wednesday then of the month?
It's gonna be every last Wednesday of the month. We're gonna be popping up somewhere, and like this is a part of it that I'm quite proud of. And I know it means that some people won't make it to all of them, but like that's kind of intentional here. Meaning, if you're crazy like me, you're gonna come to your whatever, you're gonna drive and you're gonna find it, you're gonna get there. But if Razo's like, nah, that one's a little too far away, I'm like, I get it, but we're purposefully gonna bump all over all over SoCal to maybe you don't come out to the meetups very often because it's too far from you, or like maybe you're like, oh shit, they're gonna come to my neighborhood, like I'm gonna go to that one for sure. So
exactly.
There's at least 5 spots in San Diego that I have as defaults. One of them was Hobnonymous. Another one is I would love to do one at Lost Abbey downtown and Lost Abbey up in Vista because that's northern San Diego. My homegirl lives out in Chula Vista, so we got to do something out there. And we got homies out in OC, Orange County, so we can get some going up there. Pomona, LA, like we got people up in that area. And then we have people who are interested in doing stuff in New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, Austin, San Antonio, and then now Illinois, right? You're going to go to this one in Chicago or Midwest meetup, right? So like, bro, we're a few. Just keep going. We're just going to go coast to coast. And I proposed that to Intersect, bro. I was like, what we need is a North American tour. Like, let's just ping pong all over the coast to coast. And along the way, you're tapping in communities. But see, what would be nice about it, dude, is like we could say to Polly, for example, bro, where you're at, resources are coming your way. Right? And then, we're out here in San Diego, so resources are coming our way. Right. True. Just like what's happening right now with Relic and you guys planning the stuff in the Midwest, right? Like everything's coming together. Resources are coming your way. Like that's the message you got to send to everybody. Like if you want to do a meetup, we're coming your way. Right. And we'll have materials for you. You've got educators, you've got presenters, you've got facilitators, you have developers. Like we could do more complex stuff if we wanted to, or we could keep it fun. It's our prerogative.
I'm with you. That's super exciting.
I think we should stop calling them meetups, though. Let's call them little revolution meetups, or what would be the word?
Hangs.
What's going on, man? Coming out with those and talk about our
community gatherings.
Community gatherings, yeah. We just came up. I just came up on my campus with the Miramar AI network. So the main is what I call it, the main. Join the main conversation, right? So it's like, what if we are the something crypto network?
Right.
Of whatever,
Crypto
man.
Council network.
We just need to support each other, bro. Like that's what it is. Like,
and here it is.
All win. We all win.
Yeah. And Rod, like building off of what you said though, like, having the events at the end of the month, I was also thinking of rolling out some, meetups for Red Pill Rick. And I want to make sure that I'm doing it on offset weeks so that we can make sure that we have something local for them to go to every week. And then I'm promoting yours at the end of the month as well, that I can attend also.
Dude, that'd be sick.
And I got another venue too.
Yeah, we can finally like have this constant wave of support. Like it doesn't matter what what day it is, you know that there's something coming up, or
Right.
you just came from something. The conversation never stifles and never dries out because there's always something new to build. And hey, now we're talking to Polly about VeChain. Great. Be a better DAO. Or now we're talking to the homie over here about some stuff on Solana. Cool. Like, it's everywhere, dude. It's so cool.
Right. Big time. And
Hell yeah.
have you guys been to Novo Brewery?
Yes.
Yes.
Right,
so I got
Mission, right? Mission Valley?
yes.
Yeah,
so I
fire.
got them to give me a mic and access to the screens.
Oh, dude,
So-
that's cool.
So we can organically start building something on the I was aiming for third week of the month there.
Okay.
And then first week of the month, I didn't know about that other crew, but I can kind of do it on a separate day. And I was doing it something like local in Otay Ranch, you know, like just to as like a smaller, intimate one to build up to maybe the bigger ones at the end of the month.
Yeah.
But just really have something weekly though that they could go to in person where we're just constantly doing this.
Yeah, and then
right.
when we can't meet, we have the show. Right. Show
Correct.
up here, hang out with
Every
us.
day, digital. And
Mhm.
also too, I came across a platform that I wanted to tell all you guys about as well too. It's kind of like a local meetup. It's called Eventship. Well, it's like it's a meetup competitor that originated in San Diego, and they have a community of like thousands of San Diegans.
Meetup got
Really?
late.
Yes, and I'm hearing that they could help us out with vendors because that's how they get paid. They'll get a sponsorship for vendors and they'll scrape some off the top for themselves. And I'm like, cool with it because we now have food and drinks to supply our people that are coming.
Right, dude. Hell yeah, Eventship. I'm gonna look into it.
Wait, can me and Rod give speeches? So I can
Yes,
give
of course.
I want to give my Presidente speech.
That's what it's about. If we're going to throw our own events, let's do it through here as well as Luma and Meetup. And let's plug into the local community. And they were telling us that like they'll promote our events also to those thousands of San Diegans so we can get real people at our events. They said you'll never present to an empty crowd.
Really?
Sick, dude. I can't find it right now, but maybe we'll talk in the DMs later. I'll look
it's not on the App Store yet.
Okay,
you have to go to their website, Eventship. Yeah, that's why. But it's small. It's small,
Cool.
but they want to partner with guys like us.
Dude, I love it. No, we were talking to. I went to. We're crazy. You know what it is. Like we got back from our Evo, and like the next day, me and Drew drove up to LA to go hang with the LA community, and it was cool though because we got to talk to Miss Nifty, Carrie, and Valerie showed up. Shout out Valerie, the homegirl Julie, and Cali Crypto, bro. We got to talk to Cali. He's the one that I really wanted to talk to you. Talk to. Shout out to you, Cali Crypto, if you're watching this or you're watching this later. But dude, he gives so much love, man. He's such a cool dude. And you know, I just was like, yo, you guys are out in LA. We want to vibe more. We want to bond more. We want to like work together more. So I guess we'll put our foot forward and we'll drive up and you know, we'll start there and then we're having a meetup. I hope you guys show up. And if you don't, well, we'll be back at the next one. Right? Like,
the San Diego boys. Sorry, Paulie.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta get used to it. That's just how it is. Until crypto goes nuts and we all can, you know, quit our jobs and figure out what we want to do. This is hey, we're covering both ends. I'm covering Northeast. You guys are covering the Southwest.
That's right. We're regional, baby. That's right.
That's what it is.
Hell yeah.
Every quadrant.
No, we're national. We're national is what it is. We're national.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're global.
I think
we're global, guys. We're global. Actually, you know what? That's a point of pride, man. That's one of my favorite things about Web3. And I will tout that to everybody who's ever like, whatever, Web3 sucks. I'm like, shut up. We're talking to global people. We're talking to the whole world. Like everybody. Like this isn't your silo. This is, or if it is a silo, you get all the silos. So then you can have a broad stroke image of what is all of this. And like, you know what? I like the VeChain community and I like what Paulie's up to. So I choose to participate and like give it my energy. But like, that's what it is. Like, that's what we promote. Like, that's what we should all do now. And like, we're voting with our dollar. We're giving our attention where it belongs to. We're doing that good money thing Roz was talking about, incentivizing education. I know I'm looking forward to working with you, Rick, at some point on doing like I'll call it the Archetypes 2.0, where it's like,
Yeah.
right, let's take the foundation there. Let's like work it into a model that like across the board we can like integrate. And
Yeah.
dude, it's amazing what you already put together. So like now let's just
Thanks,
integrate.
man.
You know, like
I'm with you. Let's build it out. Let's continue to keep building together. And I think this ecosystem is just gonna grow, man. I see it, clear as day, especially with guys like you guys in my corner. I feel like the sky's the limit.
dude, honestly, okay, like no joke, respect to all of you guys, but like I feel like individually on your own, you guys are getting it. Like, you guys are out there like doing the thing. So when I'm like, we team up,
Right.
like,
Hey,
get out of
Sounds
here.
rap.
Sounds like the crypto council to me.
Let's go.
I'm about
with
to
that-
release my first video in Bad Money. I've been editing last night, but it was too late, so I have to go to sleep.
Walk us
Or my
through it.
team.
What's it about? Introduce it.
It wasn't my best job as a speech, but yeah, it's just talking about bad money, and I went everywhere, bro. It's hard for me to stay on topic. Everything.
Did you mention a revolution? I'm
Yes,
curious.
Of course.
Yes.
Do you have a quote for us today?
Oh, that's got to be the closer. He's got to have a closing quote for us, for sure.
He's got tons of quotes. So I'm like, give us some quotes.
Viva
I
la
know he's got-
revolución.
At the end.
All
But
right.
I wanted to ask you guys though, what do you guys tell your honeys, your wives, your girlfriends? Are they into crypto? Like, because my chick's not into crypto. Do you guys try to get them into crypto? I mean, I got her to buy crypto. have you guys cracked that wall?
She said, "Baby, take my bags."
We need more ladies in here, man.
Bro, I would love to hear.
More about Rare Evo.
Yeah,
It was guys basically. The parties was just
yeah,
guys.
yeah. Like shout out the homegirls that showed up, but it was few. Yeah, it was few.
Yeah, the Cardano girls were out there. You know, there was a bunch. There was definitely more girls than you would expect at a crypto event. We'll just say that.
That's a good answer. Yeah. Rick, have you cracked the code? Have you? Does your lady participate? I know she supports you, obviously.
Yeah,
like,
no, I would consider her a degen.
Let's go.
I don't think I've cracked the code, but I think I've invested enough time to where she has enough hours to be independent and understand that, hey, this is where the future's headed. You know, she's taking action. She has thousands of dollars in crypto, and she sees it go up and down. And, she's a fan of XRP this year, especially with all the gains she's made, so I'm proud of her for just taking action and having faith in her man, to really do this.
Dude, that's awesome to hear, man.
But I've been with her for 5 years, so it's also a time thing. Sometimes it's not timing the market to buy low and sell high, but it's time in the market that gets you to crack that code.
Right. He's like, baby, I got XRP sub 2 cents. Chill. I love that, dude. I love that because I'll say this, point of pride. There are 31 NFTs sitting in my wife's wallet. 31 NFTs, of course, some ADA. But I'm saying, like, these are not like generic NFTs that I sent her. These are like, she wanted these. I was like, you want me to spend my precious ADA on JPEGs for you? She said, yes. I said, okay.
Don't you know, Rod? Your crypto is her crypto.
Oh, 100%. She made sure of that. It was like, you're buying me this one and this one and this one, and they're in that wallet. And I'm like, amazing.
Your crypto is your guy's crypto, and her crypto is her crypto. That's how that works.
I gotta tell her that, actually. I'm like, yeah, our bags are these, your bag, do what you want. and she's got a little diversification of tokens, has a pretty bomb ADA handle. Not gonna lie,
I got my first.
It's her first name. Like, she got $, her first name, because I got it so early. So I'm like, dude, easy peasy to communicate and like network on the blockchain. And yeah, dude, it's so cool. I will say she's not as into it as I would like, but I'm not going to complain at all when I have said how supportive she is and that she's into NFTs like at all. But I would like to see more participation from like women in general, just like how does the like girls who code? I'm like, where's that team at? Like, can we go and team up with them for Web3 stuff? Like, we need to bring in teams of because there's so much. It's culture power that we're missing here. Like, the tech is there, the education materials, we could develop those, but it's just not cool. Like, it's not something that they look into. It doesn't make sense really until it does. And then they're using it to be like boss, women and boss ladies. And I'm like, go get it, girl. Like, hell yeah.
Shout out NFT Fari with their NFT line. That boss.
Let's go. Hey, NFT Fari, Julie, Crypto Wendy. Shout out Crypto Wendy. Yeah. Right. All these women who are in and they're getting it. And I'm like, yo, we got to bring more of that. So, yo, at least you're trying, Razo. You're like bringing it up. You're like, this is something that I'm into.
You gotta figure this out, man.
You should share those. Share that, because you can't hide that part of yourself, because you can't be sneaking off to like deposit amounts of money into strange accounts. Right? Yeah.
So cheating on your girl with crypto.
I will say though, my girl being a DGen, in the 5 years we've been together, she has mentioned that I am married to crypto.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. My wife makes time for Cardano. Like, she's like, I know that's your other.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Crypto's like your mistress. It's like your mistress.
Yes. Right. Have you been out traded by your significant other, Rick, who you said has been a DGen? And so I'm like, did she make like a play that you're like,
well, percentage-wise on her portfolio, she's up on me because she hodls more.
Hey, let's go.
And she has majority in XRP, which is up like 7x. You know what I mean? So it's like she's doing well. Me, half of it's in XRP, half of it's in ETH, and then my 10-15% that I kind of just play around with will be in all the other altcoins. So yeah, she definitely is up, and she knows the name of the game, so that's the cool part. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So is it about that time?
It's about that time.
I think Rick gotta go.
Right? Yeah, I gotta jump, but I'll let Rod or Paul
have good energy.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good maybe jump off point. Obviously it's good like catching up. We missed a few episodes there. I always excited to like hop back in here and like chat with you guys. It's fun to talk cross chain. So I'm down to do more TA on the next episode, and we can kind of plan out.
I expect to bounce that pretty soon there. We're almost there. But I got a quote for you, Red Pill Rick. Since we were talking so much about religion when we were driving with Luke and all that. But here's the quote.
That's what I missed out on. Damn.
This is what Jesus said. This is what Jesus said. No one can serve two masters. You cannot serve both God and money.
Mm-hmm. Straight up.
Damn.
You need and so what we need to do is look to God to try to give us that guidance as we pursue new good money.
That's right.
The humanistic element is I think, for those that are, I have to step in as like a teacher brain just like kicked off, and I'm like, there's non-religious people in the room. For those non-religious people in the room, same thing holds true. It's really just about the intentionality of it, right? You cannot split your attention towards two masters. There's just no way. You have to serve one. And in this case, if God is the stand-in for like value-driven, humanistic elements that like are good for people and like good for humanity, and that's the good money part, I think. I'm like, yes, like that's what we need to focus on. Those are the lessons, right? You don't serve money because we know money is the root of all evil, or at least it causes people to do evil things. Now I'm preaching your Bible, Razo. So you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I would read into it, but I have no problem with that quote. Beautiful quote. Like, absolutely. I just hope it's contextualized.
Well, I don't know where I stand with Jesus. I'm all over the place. I just think when I die, I'm not going anywhere, but I hope I wake up in heaven. Or
I like that Dane Cook. I like that Dane Cook joke where he's like, I hope you come back as a tree. So we cut you down and print the Bible on you.
That's a good one. I like that.
But I think the way to avoid that is to follow your passion.
Yeah.
And if you're just good at what you love to do, then you're not really focused on the money. You're just focused on your passion.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And right now we're passionate about crypto.
Passion got me this far, and I met all you fine gentlemen, and we got some nice ladies in our lives, and we got some good energy here going. So hey, it's been a pleasure being in crypto the last few years, and it's fun being here now with you guys.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys.
All right.
Peace.
Let's end the stream here. See ya.
See you guys.